Hello. I think I'm live. I think I'm here. Hopefully you can all see me nice and loud and clear. Let me know in the comments. Fingers crossed there's no problems, because that would be worrying, wouldn't it? That'd be worrying. Manchester City have just announced their team for the Leicester game, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that team, how we think we're going to get on, all that kind of stuff, run through the news and run through the teams. Hello everyone tuning in. People can see me. Hello to Daniel. Hello to Abdullah. Hello to Adel. Hello to Harry, Danz, Izo. Everyone tuning in. It's lovely to see everyone. I love you too, Harry. Very nice of you to say that. And remember, your comment was hidden, but I am a legend, it's true. And there we go. Thank you to everyone joining into this live stream. This is going to become a regular thing, so I'll try and do it. Any games I'm not at, I'll try and do it before, especially for the away games. So I'll make sure I do that every time we're not things, so I can catch you all and chat away about football. Happy Saturday to you too as well, E-dubs there. So, guys, what do you make of that team up? So immediately we'll run through the team. As you can see below my just chin there, it's just right there in very small font. I'll read it out for you in case you can't see it, because it's very, very small. The team is Edison in goal, no surprise there. Kyle Walker at right back. For me, that's not a surprise as well. Laporte, Fernandinho, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogan, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Bernardo, and Aguero. I'm going to run through all those individually. Before that, I want to say thank you very much. Make sure you do subscribe to this channel. See all the icons at the bottom, all that kind of stuff. Go and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Facebook as well. And also thank you to everyone who signed up for my Patreon recently. Absolute heroes as well. And all the people who've done the YouTube membership thing as well. Thank you guys. Absolute class. I love you all. Brilliant. Genuinely brilliant. Thank you very, very much. Oh, I've got a member. A live member. I didn't know I had a member. Thank you. Jordan, thank you very much for being a member. First member I've got, I think. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining in. It's been loads and loads of fun. Jordan's the first member there. He's got, what's he got? Academy Star, I think it says. You're an Academy Star, Jordan. Thank you very much. But on to the team. Let's get on it. Basically, that team's interesting. Edison is not a surprise in the slightest, is it? Walker, I think, makes a lot of sense. You've got to consider the pace. The pace that Vardy's got. Ian Acho's got a bit of pace. I'll go to the comments in a bit, by the way. I'm going to focus on the team for this second, unless anything catches my eye. So you got the pace of Vardy, so Walker makes a lot of sense. Fernandinho and Laporte is a pretty back two with Mendy. I really like that back four. I think it's really, really good. Also, yeah, someone just said like the video also, guys. Dennis, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Good advice. I should be saying that. Like the video, because then the algorithm shares it around. Back to the defence. I think it's a strong back four, that. I'm happy with that. Walker's pace is useful in this game. Laporte, and his strength as well. Laporte, Fernandinho, pretty good. Can't complain. Mendy, pretty good as well. Mendy's getting a little bit better. The question marks come over the midfield, don't they, really? Because everyone's been saying, like, in general, Rodri and Gundogan, when they're together, don't really have the dynamism usually, and our press kind of tends to suffer. I suspect they'll both sit a little bit deeper, so it's going to be mainly De Bruyne as the kind of main kind of attacking midfield, and those two as like a double pivot, if that makes sense. We'll have more or less two number sixes. They'll be alongside each other to be a little bit stronger in the midfield. Obviously, Gundogan's had a decent season. He has. I know it's just more about the balance of the team when they play together, which is a bit of a question mark. But Rodri was really good the other night, breaking stats records, so we should hopefully control the ball. A lot of people saying they don't like Gundogan, and guys, sometimes I wish some of you were around 10, 15 years ago, because Gundogan would be the best player in our team by a long way. I know he's not like as good as some of our players, but Gundogan's still a good player that a lot of teams would kill to have. So even though he can be frustrating, he's still pretty good. But it is, I understand all this concern. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne could be a huge person for this. Ahead of them is a bit interesting. Aguero for the middle makes a lot of sense. Gabriel Jesus, after that shocker the other day, is back on the bench. I don't know if it's going to be Mahrez or Bernardo on the left. Can't quite tell there. I think maybe it will be Bernardo is my instinct, because I think it's going to be more effective there than... I think Bernardo knows Mendy's game. Maybe there's something in that or something like that. Maybe it'll be Mahrez on the right. I think then you look at the bench as well. You got Bravo, obviously. You got John Stones. If you just tuned in, the bench is John Stones, Gabriel Jesus. David Silva's made the bench, which is interesting. So I wasn't sure he was going to make it there. Joao Cancelo's on the bench, and Otamendi and Phil Foden, who wants to get on. Leicester's team is interesting. I think they've gone for 3-5-2. We've got Schmeichel in goal, the ex-City lad, of course. Two ex-City lads in this team, actually. Schmeichel in goal, Pereira and Chilwell bombing forward. I think they've got Evans, Soyuncu and Fuchs there at the back. And in midfield are Pratt, however it's pronounced, poor guy. Tielemans and Madison. And then Up through the middle, it's Vardy and the one I'm scared of, Iheanacho. I've got a feeling Kelechi's going to... Don't do this to Kelechi. Don't do this to me at all, because that would be really, really sad. I'd be very sad about that. Also, I want to say thank you once again to Jordan. Jordan Farrell, welcome. Welcome for being a member. But that's their team. It's a pretty good team. I like the way they play football. I think they've got a lot going on for them. People laughing at me saying Pratt there. Sorry. But then they've got a good team. They are obviously very strong. They will cause us trouble, but I think largely we should hopefully be okay. What do you guys make of that team? Let me know. Malcolm, this is not a live watch along because my dad's coming around. I know I could get my old man on it, but no, I'll be using my laptop to watch the game. I'll do some watch alongs at some point, I reckon. I just need to work out the best days to do it. But not today. I'm going to see my dad because he's not seen him for a couple of weeks. So my dad's coming around and I'm going to watch the game with him and be a good son. But then I don't know how to do a full time. I could do I want to record a proper video, but while that's exporting, I might do a quick live video, but it won't be like this because my laptop will be busy, so it might just be via my phone, so it'll probably be a little bit poorly edited, but I might do that, so maybe I'll do, I'm not sure what I'd do. Let's read some of the comments and see what people think. Bernardo should play in midfield. Bernardo KDB is great for Mihail. Yeah, I kind of agree, really. I think he probably should be in midfield, but that's the way it is. Personally, I would like Bernardo there, and for Foden on the left, I would have liked. I think Foden's pretty good, kind of filling that gap a little bit. He's got the energy to get forward, and I think he'd drift inside, leaving space for Mendy, which would be pretty good. Largely, I think this team should be okay. Jordan said if Mahrez plays even half as well as he did last time, we'll be fine. Mahrez is good last time. I've got a feeling, Jordan, that Mahrez will really, really enjoy playing against his own team. I think he'll be respectful, but I think he'll enjoy it. A lot of people are really... Jack said I should play. Jack, I agree. Guys, what kind of player do you think I was? Let me know in the comments. What kind of player do you think I was when I played football? I started off as a goalkeeper. I was very good, but after that, I went outfield. Let me know what kind of player you think I was. A lot of people are disappointed by Foden not being involved, and I am too disappointed by Foden because it feels like Phil should be involved, doesn't it, by now? Because he's such a talented young player. Everyone's gutted. I can see all the comments, but I'm not surprised. I'm genuinely not surprised at all. Foden's quality. He's such a good player that you kind of want to see him get the minutes. He was very kind of... I think he had an interview with 90 Minutes today where he said, he's still played a lot of games. He doesn't need to go on loan yet. And he has been involved in a lot of games. And he is only 19 still. But you just want to see him play because he's got so much skill. And it is kind of criminal how little minutes he's had, really. I just want to see more of Phil Foden in general because he's such a fantastic player. And it'd be a shame not to get more of him. But... It's frustrating. Maybe next season we will get plenty more of him. Maybe we'll see him a lot more, but it is very, very frustrating. Paul Henshaw said Mahrez and Bernardo will be floating nines. Do you reckon we'll do this? That's a very interesting analysis there. Maybe they'll all kind of rotate. I reckon maybe. Malcolm, I think Sane's just not ready yet. It's as simple as that. Thank you to Luke Lemmy there, loving the live streams. Thank you very much, mate. It's nice having these live streams going, isn't it? I'm enjoying doing this, and hopefully I'll do plenty more. If you're all enjoying them, it's going to be regular because this is my job now, terrifyingly. Someone said, Stephen, you're a young Romario mixed with a touch of Tevez and left foot. I wasn't quite that. I wish I was that kind of... I'll let a few more comments come before I tell you what kind of player I was. Gundam was actually so underrated by our fans, according to Rai. I don't know how to pronounce that, mate. I think he's underrated too. I think he's a good player. In terms of the team, I'll run through it one more time for you guys who's just joining in. The team, as you've all seen by now, is Walker, Laporte, Fernandinho, Mendy, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Bernardo and Aguero. I think Bernardo coming in makes a lot of sense. Sorry, Bernardo playing. I thought he was good last time. I think Mahrez coming in makes sense because Gabriel Jesus wasn't that good. I think in general, it's a pretty strong team. It's like... Danny said he should have the lineup on the side of the screen. I've got it kind of slightly below me, but yeah, maybe I'll rework the kind of graphics and make them look better. Now I've got a bit more time next week or something like that. But it's a pretty strong team. This, I think, in general, I'm kind of happy with it. I know we want to see a more dynamic midfield, but I think in general, this is it's a decent team. They obviously are missing, as Technical Dick I've just pointed out there. They're missing Ndidi and also Chowdhury, however you pronounce that. Sorry, guys. I'm sure a lot of people are going to tell me that I've absolutely massacred that. But they're missing a couple of defensive midfielders, which obviously will really play into our hands. So hopefully we can get at them. People guessing about my style of play. I was actually kind of like I was right-footed. I was an inverted winger. I scored goals. I cut inside, and I was kind of like I fancied myself as a bit of a playmaker, really. A bit Nasri-esque, actually. That's kind of what I played, but obviously nowhere near as good. But I scored goals. I was a pretty decent goal scorer. So maybe City should play me. Chowdhury, apparently. That's how it's pronounced. God knows. Andy Joyce wishes that we played Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero more. Yeah, I kind of would like that. I would actually like wing-backs, mate. I'd be really interested to see wing-backs, and then so like a 3-5-2 or something like that, or maybe something like that to get Aguero and Gabriel Jesus next to each other would be really, really nice. Thank you, Siobhan, for saying you liked Shivan liking the live streams. Also, there's some spam saying FUCK City. That's very childish. It's very childish. A lot of people loving the idea of me running down the wing. I am far too old for that now, sadly. I'm far too old for it. But, no. Oh, shit. Who am I kidding? Absolutely kidding. Are you feeling confident about this? Let me know in the comments. I think it's going to be a good game, this. I think largely, famous last words, but I think as good as Leicester are, I still think there's a big gap between us and Leicester. They might still beat us today, but I still think largely we are a better team, and I think they know that. And I think they'll be very tempted to kind of sit back and just try and contain us a little bit. They will go for it, but they're not in great form at the moment, Leicester. They have lost a few games. Obviously, they were very unlucky, not unlucky, but they're very disappointed not to get to the Carabao Cup final, which would have been against us, of course. This would have been a dress rehearsal. And I think they're not fully confident. The fact that they're third is incredible, given where they are. I really do think Brendan Rodgers. Someone just said, by the way, if you can take penalties, you'd be in the squad. True story. When I was in a Sunday League team, we had a penalty shootout competition to see who take the penalties. I won it, and then they didn't let me take penalties anyway because the captain overruled it. I won it. I was the last man standing, but they didn't let me take them anyway. So yeah, I am actually good at it. So I'm gonna put this guy in a hideout because he's just spamming and he's annoying me. See you later, abs, because you're just spamming and it's childish. You're gone now. Put him in. I feel powerful when I do that. I think someone said, "Do you think the Water will play 90 minutes today?" I'd be really, really happy with that. I think it's Jamie Key Thomas. I can't pronounce your name, mate. I don't think we have chosen a penalty yet, Jordan. That was a real shame. Will the match reaction be live or a video? Ragmani, I'm not sure. I might try and do a bit of both, maybe. I won't be able to do a live and a match reaction. I might do a match reaction while that's editing, do a live video on my phone, which won't be quite as good as this in terms of the setup, but it'll be decent, so I might give that one a go. What do you all think of the team anyway? How are you feeling? What's your predictions for the game? This one is a big game. It's a big important game because obviously we win this, we're 7 points clear, I think, of Leicester. So we more or less kind of wrap up. We don't wrap up second place, but we give ourselves such a big buffer that we can really start to kind of focus. And I think the main important thing about this game for me is that it's also like a dress rehearsal for the Real Madrid game. It's rare these days when Manchester City are so we rarely get dead rubbers, I guess. And at the moment, we're so comfortable that I think largely we can really just the players will be playing for another competition, knowing that we're kind of relatively safe in the Premier League because we've obviously already not won the league and whatever. We're just kind of going through the motions. And I think because of this, the players, the only thing they got to prove really, well, apart from everything, they got to prove themselves for the Madrid game. So I think a lot of people want to play well to try and get into the team because that's the focus of this squad right now, really. Obviously, the Premier League is good, but the focus will still be on the Real Madrid game. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. I think we'll be up for it. I'll go to a few more questions. Someone said, "Where's Nicola?" So she's having a nap, actually, in the bedroom because she's tired. We had a few drinks last night, so she's very tired. Moody said, "Tosin is proving himself very well." Yeah, if you don't really know... I'll come back to your comment in a bit as well in the bleak midwinter. He said about Angelino. Angelino's doing really well at RB Leipzig. But back to Tosin as well. Tosin is doing very well. Tosin Adebayo is doing very, very good at Blackburn. He's very poor last year at West Brom, he was played at right back. He was not over right back, and he's taken him about 50, 60 professional games to really grow into his skin. And he's genuinely become so confident now. Like Blackburn fans absolutely love him. I've seen some of the praise that they were giving him, and they say he's absolutely by far one of their better players. And it's like they say he's far too good for this level. Adebayo is a great example of giving youngsters time. He's only like 22 or something like that. He's got loads of time on his side, and he doesn't have to be fantastic yet. He's getting bigger as well, and he's getting really, really strong. So I like the fact that Tosin, give him time, give him patience, give him a loan, hopefully next year in the Premier League, and he could be ready for us. He's really highly rated because he can pass. He's absolutely huge. He's built like a brick shithouse, massive, and he's actually got a good turn of pace. Confidence is everything. Adebayo used to really kind of like boss the levels when he was in the he used to boss the academy levels, but now he's obviously adapted to physicality at this level. He's doing it again. He'll get there, hopefully. More questions. What do you think? Who would you think will leave the club due to the ban? I'd make a whole video on that, but I don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to think about it. Sorry, mate. I really, really don't want to think about that, unfortunately. Jack said, how many assists do you think KDB will get today? Hopefully just one, mate. One should be enough. I want him to get one assist today. Garcia or Tozin? Oh, to be honest, in terms of the ceiling limit, I mean, if Tozin gets anywhere near as good as he can be, he's absolutely huge, whereas Tozin's bigger, stronger, and faster than Garcia. Garcia's probably more intelligent, but hopefully they can both make it. Hopefully they can both make it, because that'd be great. Paddy Roberts, what a beautiful man. Patrick Roberts was great, Jordan, but sadly his career's gone really nosedive. He should have left after that one good loan spell at Celtic, but he stayed again, which was like a really bad call. He should have gone really at that time, because that was his chance to go and chest himself, but it didn't happen. A little bad luck. Thoughts on Jan Couto, Blue Kompany. He looks really good. I don't know, obviously, because he's 17 and he's a Brazilian right back, but I've watched a bit about him and he seems absolutely fantastic. Really exciting prospect, and we'll see how he develops. It reminds me of the lad we let go, actually, Jeremy Frimpong at Celtic, who's also absolutely brilliant. So they say Jan Couto is like the best right-back prospect Brazil have had in years, and Brazil love a good full-back, so fingers crossed they can actually get there. I want to say once again, thank you to everyone who's been subscribing. I've had like hundreds of new subscribers recently, so if you're watching this and you're new, make sure you really hit that subscribe button, and also go and follow me on Twitter, Esteemed Kompany, Facebook /Esteemed Kompany, @Esteemed Kompany, and also on my Patreon if you want to get shout-out videos, which are going to start next week, by the way. You can go and support the channel, hopefully help it go towards full time, which I'm giving a go. Fingers crossed it'll work. Also, it's going to be exclusive content on the $10 tier as well, so it's going to be loads of extra videos and also loads of things, and one of the tiers has one of these little bad boys and Esteemed Kompany mug as well. So thank you once again. That's what I say that because I appreciate you loads. Thank you, Haved. He's new as he followed. Toby Wells Backman said, do you think Jesus wants to leave? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So why doesn't forensics start? I presume that's presume forensics is an autocorrect. Foden, I don't know, unfortunately, mate. I think he's not. Pep doesn't feel as good enough. Darren Morris, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate that little donation, mate. Thank you, absolute hero. He's glad I'm starting going full time, and I'm glad that you're supporting me, Darren. You're an absolute hero. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Brilliant. Thank you. I'm playing a drinking game, taking a shot every time Steven says absolutely. I'm racist. What the hell is that about? Someone just called me racist. That's very harsh. I'm going to put you in. If you call me racist again, I'll be very annoyed about that. I'm a very soft, very nice person. I don't know what I've done to say that, but yeah, I do say absolutely a lot. I apologise. I like you to use expressive words that are about 9 letters long. I don't know why. I don't know if wonderful is 9 letters long, but it's that kind of word I use. Absolutely and wonderful, and yeah, who knows? Claudio Gomez has gone on loan to. Where has he got on loan? PSV. I think he's playing for PSV's second team. So he's really, really, really fallen now, unfortunately, mate. I think Claudio Gomez, that's from Fuba, is disappeared. Someone said, what happened to Bleeding Horizon? Tom, that was years ago now. Bleeding Horizon was owned by a big company who decided to start it, and they hired a couple of Manchester City fans. Me, Javed, that's not funny. Sorry, don't say it to get my attention. That's funny. Not funny, mate. I'm going to put your time out for that because that's just... It gets me in trouble, you know? Don't accuse someone of being racist to get someone's attention. It's not bad. So I'm putting you in time out for that. Not good behaviour at all. Back to Bleeding Horizon. Jamie, thank you very much. Predictions for the Madrid game. Jamie, I think City are going to win it. I think we are. I think 1-1, then a 2-1. 1-1 there and a 2-1. That's my predictions. I think City are going to surprise people in the Champions League. But yes, back to the Bleeding Horizon. I reckon... Bleeding Horizon, basically, it was our job... They had a full-time cameraman, which is Paul Walsh. Remember him, the ginger lad? He became one of my best friends. Me and Paul are like that now, like proper interlocked, like proper best mates. He's class. But he helped hire me to be the social guy and a presenter. It was funded by a company, and sadly that company decided to stop paying the money for it. They owned the channel, and it kind of... One second, I'm just hide this user because of spamming. And they basically they shut the channel down because they didn't want to pay for it anymore. So we basically were made redundant. I lost my job. We had no rights to the channel. We couldn't use it or anything like that. Sadly, Bleeding Horizon disappeared because they just stopped funding it. So I started my own channel, this one, which is a shame because the rest of the lads now are all working. Alex lives in Leicester. He owns a pub. Walter's still a teacher. Elliot is a radio DJ, and Paul works for Man City as a cameraman. So I speak to Paul all the time, and Alex and Walter a little bit, and Elliot I speak to on Twitter and stuff. So Good days. Someone just asked me what about Braff. He's really good. Bobby Shimorda's finger gun. What are Braff's chances of making it to the senior team? Apparently Braff, according to Sam Lee anyway, has a bit of a kind of attitude problem. Quality player, but we'll see if he makes it. Maybe next season. A lot of people saying nice things about Brendan Rodgers. Thank you. Sahil saying he wants Paul here. Yeah, I would love Paul here, but unfortunately, because he works in Manchester City, you can't really talk about Manchester City on camera. They don't let him be critical about the club on camera, so he can't come on. But he would be on if he could be. But I'm going to start some venture with Paul at some point. We'll make some videos together in some stretch. We can probably get him on a vlog at a game or something like that. Had him before, so fingers crossed. Am I going to Madrid? I'm not. I can't afford away days, unfortunately, guys. Literally, I just can't afford to. Saving for a wedding and also trying to make this my full-time job. I've given up a lot of money. A lot of money. Daniel Haslam said, Mark Goldbridge took a big pop-up Blue Horizon, how shit they are. Do you know what? I'll be honest. We did share a studio with Full-Time Devils. The same company owned Full-Time Devils. Owned Blue Horizon, and the Fremantle Media it was a big company, and they paid for it, and because we were Manchester based, we shared an office, and the Full-Time Devils lads, housing was annoying as fuck, always was. Gaz, lovely, Makola, lovely, and we shared an office because we were just Manchester-based lads, and we did create stuff, and it didn't matter anything because we were all just football fans. That was it. So Goldbridge is a sad little bastard when he wants to be. City fans, we can talk to United fans because they're our mates. Jimmy Five Chin said Gundo is not creative for centre midfield and too soft for DM. Back to the game. That's a good point there. Jimmy, yeah, I like him really. I think he's good at keeping things recycling over. Guardiola loves him, so it makes you think, why does Guardiola love him? Pep really loves that creativity. I do agree he's not particularly aggressive. He can be useful though, so I understand your point entirely, but I think he can be useful when you've got dynamic players around him. The problem I agree with is that when he's got Rodri, it's kind of difficult. It's very difficult to kind of get the energy from those two in general, but I do like him. I'm enjoying all these questions, by the way. They're really, really good. Thorsten Samadozi, Leifa Godfrey Radaby. I like the name Radaby because I remember the Leeds United player, Lucas Radaby. He was captain, I think, at one point for Leeds. Thorsten Samadozi, he looks really good, mate. I was watching the under-18s today. I did a video. Go watch it after this if you want to, very quickly, about the under-18s. They beat Liverpool 4-2. Adozie scored a wonderful goal. He's a very slight winger. I wouldn't say he's special in the way that someone like Braff is, but he's definitely really good. We got him with a good reputation from Millwall, and he scores goals, and he's fast and skillful and direct. I like him a lot. Let's have a drink. 1 second. Jordan Farrell, wish you got more at Garcia side cup competitions, love the lad. Yeah, I agree too, mate. I think it's just difficult given the seniority of other players around him. Janet Jr. saying, hey Stephen, hello to Janet. News and Bazzuno, I think he's okay, mate. I don't think he's that good, really. Maybe he won't make it, but he's okay. He seems okay. There's a decent little keeper. Rhino Bam said, how old are you, Stephen? I'm 34, mate. I'm 34. I've got a baby face. I'm not going to do a watch along ASATAR because, unfortunately, my dad, well, not unfortunately. I'm not doing a watch, unfortunately, but happily, my dad's coming around, so I'm going to watch the game with my dad. Ollie said, who would you say are the next kids to break through are with a chance? I really, really like, well, the ones that you know, I guess. People like Howard Bellis, he's definitely got a chance. Tommy Doyle. In terms of the next generation, Liam Delap is fantastic. He's 16-year-old battering around with a striker. Fingers crossed Guardiola notices him because he's really, really, really good, Liam Delap. I like him a lot. I also really like Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is a fantastic, gifted, silky player who glides past people as if they're not there. Really creative. Big fan as well of Joe Hodge. Tiny, but a really good centre midfielder. Not sure he's going to break through, but he's really good. Finley Burns is a massive centre-back, a ball-playing centre-back. We've got loads and loads of great young players. A lot of people saying get yourself in True Geordie from Charlie there. We've done once before, but they didn't invite me back. I think they're happy with Boovy, or the guy from 90 Minutes, whatever he's called, because he's London-based and I'm Manchester-based, and I think they want to pay for my travel or something like that. God knows. Shame. I can't afford to pay the trains to London myself unless I'm going to cover it because it's a lot. Trains to London are a lot, especially for like 6 hours of a day, But, oh well, they'll get the London-based guy, not me. I think that's how it's going to be. Which is a shame because I know, like, Rory on it. I've done loads of videos with Rory before and we get on really well, so it'd be a nice, natural kind of, thing. But it is what it is. Thorsten Garcia over Howard Bellis. I like both of them. I think Guardiola probably loves Garcia because of his intelligence. So, yeah, I think it'll be I think Garcia's probably got a bit of a chance more in Guardiola's eyes, but Howard Bellis is obviously really appreciated by Guardiola as well, given the fact he's already played him. Moody said, "Are you and Boovy lads?" I don't know Boovy, never met him. I just know who he is via the world of the internet, but I've never met him. Don't have any opinions on him personally. It's just a guy I don't know. Garcia and Stones, I like Garcia. I really like him. And Stones is probably maybe slightly better at the moment, but Garcia is the next step, so I'd rather play Garcia. Ooh, losing my voice a bit. Guys, I'm going to start to wrap it up. Tenacious, Match just said, tenacious, wonderful, fantastic, absolutely all 9 letters. I told you I liked 9-letter words. I don't know why. I had a feeling all the words I liked were 9 letters. Cameron said, we'll do anything on the City women's team. It's £40 for hospitality. Cameron, I can't really get into the women's team games. Because it doesn't feel like it's connected to Manchester City in terms of the first team. Like the academy, the EDS, the first team, they're all interconnected, whereas it's a synergy. Well, I feel like when I'm watching the women's team, I'm watching just a different team entirely, and I can't really get into it, but so unfortunately not. Shankar said, why don't do public interviews after the games? I know that means like fan cams. At the moment, I'd love to do fan cams one day for you. I don't really enjoy fan cams myself, but I would do it if I had more help. So one day, if the channel gets bigger and bigger, I will do it. The other problem is with fan cams is that you have to be outside the ground immediately at full time, and you have to have a camera. At the Etihad, you can't take your camera into the ground, which means I could have to go home to get the camera, which means I'd have to not be in the ground watching the game, which means then also I couldn't do a match reaction. So I can't. If I could clone myself, I would do. But when you look at fan cams like Arsenal Fan TV and whatever, they have a guy outside who has all the technical equipment, and Robbie just comes out and starts the interviews. But they have like 3 or 4 people helping him. Same with Goldbridge, he's got like the rants guys or whatever they're called. They've got like they've got staff basically. I haven't got any staff. Cheeseman goes to the games and he doesn't do match reactions, don't forget, Wolverine. He doesn't do match reactions or anything like that. He just does all in one vlog. That's his content. So basically, you're getting either or with me. I'd rather do match reactions and talk about the football, personally. So you'd either have one or the other for now until one day maybe I'm big enough to help people, get me helping people do it. So that's the kind of dilemma, which people don't tend to realise, I guess, when you're on the other side, that you have to kind of find time for these things. Right, I think my dad's going to turn up any time now, guys. So I'm going to start to wrap it up. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. If you want me to do this in general more often, just let me know. A lot of people saying they'd be my staff. I'm like 2 days into being full-time. So once I've got my head around everything in terms of all the new content strategies, and once I've settled into it, everything's going to work, I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll give it a go. But for now, I need to kind of settle into this world. But guys, let me know your predictions for this game as well. I'll read the comments for another minute or two. Please let me know if you want me to do more live streams before games and all that kind of stuff. I will happily do them because they're good fun. I like chatting to you all. I am got to be careful with my voice though, because I feel like I'm losing it today because I've talked a lot today. I think I just talk a lot in general. Someone just said, where's Sane? He's just not ready yet, mate. Sane has had a really serious knee injury. It takes longer to recover from his injury, even when he's in training, than it does for Laporte, given everything. Right, anyway, I'm going to jump out. Make sure you follow all the social icons at the bottom. It's really appreciated. It helps my channel grow. If you want to support on Patreon, you can be a hero. Thank you to everyone who got on the super chat today. Absolute heroes. I can't believe people do that. It's mad. And also to Jordan for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much, Jordan. Guys, I'll see you after the game. In a bit.